Good here, and welcome to my podcast, The Project Pal, because I have projects and they are in pals. My name is Gunder, I'm an Icelander, live in Iceland, and again, welcome to my podcast. This is our 64th episode, with so last week I didn't have one because I kind of got sick, which in retrospect kind of not surprised. So the weekend before that I had a bit of a cold and like sore throat and unpleasantries, and then I kind of got better, and then I had my vaccination on the Wednesday after that. And how you know what vaccines are, like, I cannot pronounce that word, but I'm gonna write it down here so you know what word I'm trying to pronounce. But like, you know what they are. Like, somehow I did not connect the dots that chances are really good that you will get sick for like 2-3 days afterwards after you had your vaccination, because that's your immune system making use of the injection thingy. So did not account for that. Had a cold before. 1 + 1 equals a very sick Gunhildur for about a week. On top of that, when I was thinking about it, I'm really not surprised that I got that sick, because last year has been a bit strenuous. It's been a bit tough at work. So 1 + 1 + 1 equals week out. So yeah, last weekend I didn't make a podcast because I simply didn't have the health for it. But I do now. I feel a lot better. So yay! So yes, the Project Pal. If this is your first time seeing my podcast, this is pretty much what it is. I ramble a lot, and if that's something that you can tolerate, welcome to the group. Speaking of, so this is not, wait, where I was going? Yes. See, this is me. This is me Gunilde. I'm heading one direction, and then I backtrack and go another direction. The next thing I know, I'm on the opposite side of the planet. But the Project Pile is named so because I have projects and they are in piles, and I just keep adding to the piles. It's a podcast about yarn, about knitting, crocheting, anything else yarn related, like crafting with yarn. Anything fiber related, like when I learn something new about fibers, because holy, there's a lot to learn. And yeah, what I am working on, what I've finished, what I'm planning to do or conceptualizing. And yeah, that is this podcast, because basically because I need someone to talk to about this. Like, it feels, listen, it was never my intention to make like a YouTube series. It was something interesting that I thought, well, let's try it and see where it goes. And then I made the very happy, surprising discovery that the community concerning yarn on YouTube is, for the vast majority, an extremely nice and kind community. Like, so far I've only had one negative like comment, not even interaction, just a single negative comment, which I'm 99.9% sure wasn't directed at me personally, but was by a person who maybe should consider not writing things down and leave the internet for a little while and sit down and just enjoy the view out the window rather than spread negativity on the internet. So that's the only negative interaction I've had so far. So 7 and 13, knock on wood. Hope that stays that way. But the community that I've discovered here on YouTube, yarn related, you guys have been nice. And yeah, this is why I keep making these videos, because I get nice people commenting. But yeah, As for the past week, what I've been working on, not a lot. Mostly because like Monday and Tuesday I slept. I didn't know that I could sleep that much, but apparently I can. I slept. Funny thing, the thing that kept me like, I don't know, sane. I don't know what word I want to use. Like, really kept me company was A, my smartphone, and B, YouTube. Not YarnTube though. For some reason I got sunk into this channel called Ants Canada, watching his many videos on ants, which really surprised me because I don't really like ants. We don't have ants endemic to Iceland. That actually brought up a very interesting point that I had to Google on, I think it was Wednesday when I was feeling slightly better. I actually went and looked up, like, are there any ants in Iceland? Endemic, no. No, localized, like, no, there aren't ants in Iceland, except in and around Reykjavik there are 3 or 4 invasive species, but only in like Reykjavik because they probably come with people and with things and items and stuff like that. So where I live, there are no ants. For some reason YouTube decided to go, hey you sick person, do you want to watch ads? Ants, not ads, I don't like ads. Ants, do you want to watch ants? And I did. So a little bit of the thing that I did, I mean a little bit, is on my newest ongoing project that is going to be a pullover inspired by a sweater or pullover that I found on Shein, and I'm not buying it because I have the yarn and it's extremely simple construction. I could not have, I can't buy the pullover. I have the yarn, I have knitting needles, I can make the time. And it's such a simple construction, I cannot justify buying the sweater even though I love the colors. But pretty much these colors, like, the colorway is obviously different in the commercial produced one, but I kind of like this. So, where do I start? First off, I am using, yarn from Ice Yarn. And Coconut Angora Delight. I am going to yet again link this yarn in the description box because I love it. They've been out for months, but they are going to like bring it back. Just I don't know when. I would like to know when because I love this yarn. These colors. And I got the pastel colorway. There are so many colorways that they have on offer when it's available. But this yarn is gorgeous. Like, it's been so easy to work with and so soft. So I think that the so they recommend a 3mm knitting needles. I am working with 4mm, and I'm just doing a very simple back and forth. I cast on I think 170 stitches to accommodate the ripping. Start with two straight and 2 purl, just and then I just do knitting, straight. And then I made scurry. So I've been learning that when I knit in a round, I can't do the stitches the same way when I knit in a round as the same way that I do when I knit back and forth, because when I do that I end up with twisted stitches. So I've been training myself to the stitches differently, and that's worked out beautifully, except so the round where I purl back, I realized yesterday that I managed to do those twisted as well, and I'm like, how? So I trained myself to do the purling differently, and let me tell you, I am so much faster at doing the purl round now, because the way that I've been purling, I've been, hang on, let me, okay, let's see if I can figure out how to do this. So, let's, okay, so here's the front leg and here's the back leg, and every time that I purled, I've gone behind the back leg. Yeah. Turns out that's how you end up with twisted stitches when you do the back and forth knitting. And I am not pulling this back. This is going to be a learning experience. This is going to be like the clue that this is handmade. It's not perfect. This is staying. So I've discovered, however, that if you're purling and you just go between the legs, purl that way, if that makes any sense, it should, hopefully, you're quicker, it's easier. So, discoveries every single day. So, this should be fairly quick to make. I'm thinking that I'm probably gonna make like 60 centimeters. Hang on. My trusty carpenter's measuring tape. Yeah, it's about 6 centimeters because I want to assume that I'm probably gonna make some mistake with washing. So 60 centimeters is about 23.5 inches. So yeah, I think that's gonna be enough. So yeah. So that will be like either front or back piece. Maybe back piece, we'll see. Like it might, I might also just make it, completely, up to me how I feel like when I want to wear it. But yeah, so I'm gonna make 2 pieces like this. Cast on 170, do a ripping about 5 centimeters, and then the rest straight stitch. Still haven't figured out how to do the sleeves. So the sleeves on the original are like these lantern type sleeves, and I don't know how I'm gonna do. But the when I was planning how to do this gorgeousness, look at the colors. They so pretty. It's gonna be so nice to wear. But I used another pullover that I've had for years as a reference, because I need something to like measure and check to see like what is comfortable for me. So I've been using, used this sweater as a like measuring stick in a way. So this pullover I got from Boohoo years and years and years ago. First off, it's extremely nice soft rib material, and the color is just this soft like purple lilac color, which is gorgeous. It is nice and white. It's not too long. It has this nice like white turtleneck type of dealio, but the main selling point has always been the sleeves. I love them. But of course, because of the sleeves, like this is wide enough to be a child's skirt. Dear Lord. But the main thing, yes. Like I said, the main thing has been the color and the sleeves. I wear this pullover like 2 or 3 times a year because the sleeves are so dramatic. Because when I wear it, there is no way for me to do any type of housework. Like, if I try to do something, like just getting water from the tap, I have to take the sleeve and throw it up on my shoulder just to try and do something. So, I love this. So, I'm probably not gonna make sleeves like this. I would need way more yarn. But it's still like something. I want to do, I don't know what type of sleeves I want to make, but I'm using this as reference both mostly for the body, maybe not for sleeves. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about that is yarn related. It's actually in this what do you call it, magazine? Well, this publication. It's called Bændablaðið, or the farmer's paper. This is hands down the best publication in Iceland. Like, it comes out weekly. We just pick it up for free at the gas station, and they always have the best information. It's obviously mostly to do with like things that is farm related, but also just like nature, about preservation, about like laws and all that thing. They always have such interesting articles. Like this here, page 34, is about knitting in Iceland, about the interest in knitting in Iceland, but mostly it's about so this is more than a week old. So last weekend they had in Blöndos like a knitters retreat, and the whole article about that. Also, let's see, off track, I was going to show you something completely different, but so they have this really nice article about this knitters retreat. At the same page they have this. So they had there was a competition about designing for wool, because you know in Iceland we mostly knit with Icelandic wool, and so there was a competition about designing a lot of design work around wool to, you know, increase its worth. And the main object with this competition, I think, or I gather, is that they were trying to find some method to bring in attention on the lowest quality of wool. Like, what can we do with the lowest quality wool so that nothing goes to waste? And there's some really interesting. I need to find a big article to basically see what people are doing, but I love this publication. They also always have like recipes, like both, you know, just regular food and like baking. There's a lot of things in this, but the main thing I was going to show you is they always have either knitting or crochet pattern, and this is a shawl, because yes, I need more shawls, called Hips and Haps. I don't know what like would be called in English, maybe like happenstance? Maybe. So it is designed by Maya Siskam. She's on Ravelry. She also has a Facebook page, Iceland is full of wool. And I find this shawl really interesting because there isn't really a pattern per se. It's more like instructions and that are more on happenstance and what you feel like at the moment. So, you know, obviously no two shawls are going to be the same. You maybe want to repeat a pattern, or you want to just follow what the yarn is doing, what the yarn commands, or you just feel like doing with it right now. So yeah, it's really interesting, and not quite on the agenda right now, because Lord knows I have so many things to do. But extremely interesting. This pattern is definitely gonna go into my pattern book, because that sounds like fun. Like when you're in the mood to do something and you want to have like shawl at the end of the day. Yes. So yes, this has been me this week. A little bit I really wanted to talk about. No, the little bit that I managed to do, because I am actually ridiculously proud of myself. Like, yes, it's not a lot, but I made progress. I am more in love with this yarn, and the colors are just so pretty. Also, I'm discovered how to like do this part better. So it's been a productive week. So yes. So let's cross our fingers that my health adventures are over and I can just focus on hopefully getting some summer days. Thank you. The world has been interesting this past week. Like, you may have seen my quick little video last weekend, the quick update, where I didn't show you my face because no, it wasn't happening. So instead, I just filmed out the window because it was snowing, and so yeah, it basically just kept snowing the last week. So the south end of the fjord, we have snow down the majority of the mountains. Which is funny because last week, or the week before that, we didn't have any snow left. We had a lovely little heat, so yeah. Kind of feels like we're just going backwards a little bit, but oh well. It will be summer this summer. Well, it better be summer because I'm gonna finish this. Should I give myself a deadline? Like, there's a lot of things I was gonna finish in like May and then it did not finish. Yeah, I don't put deadlines for myself. It's just I do this as a hobby and to enjoy it, and I know that as soon as I just as soon as I take out the enjoyment, I stop doing it. So yeah, this will be finished hopefully this summer so I can wear it. Be fun. So yeah, rumble off. This has been me this weekend. I hope that you're well. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that everything is fine where you are. And I will see you next weekend. Okay, take care. Bless, bless.